Alright, we don't even gotta do the intro. Week 8, spooky picks, Halloween weekend, Halloween on Sunday. Record 64 and 43. Last week I went 10 and 3, so I demolished that shit. So we're gonna move on. To be honest, last week was a really ass week of football compared to the other weeks we were having. Monday night was horrible. The Saints won and I got that one correct. But we're just gonna get into this week, which I feel like we'll have much better games. Starting off Thursday night, which is tonight, we got Packers at Arizona, and I think a lot of people are going to agree with me. I got Arizona still undefeated. The Packers, as everybody knows, are missing Lazard and Devontae Adams. I don't think that's going to stop their offense, but I think the Cardinals are going to win this one. They're, still the most explosive team in the NFL, and the Packers just came off of their best defensive game, but I just think that the Cardinals are still going to be able to drop 31 and win this game. Next, we got Panthers Falcons. I think people will agree with me on this one as well. I'm going to take the Falcons. Panthers have been playing horrible football, and they're going to drop their 5th in a row here. I think Kyle Pitts is going to have another great game. And I think if the Panthers lose this game, I think it's time to bench Sam Darnold. I like PJ Walker. He's a XFL monster, so I say throw his ass in there. Panthers, 5 straight losses. I'm calling it. Next, we got Titans, Colts. Man, I love the Colts, but the Titans are on a roll now. They really got their groove going on. I know last week I said they're the most consistently inconsistent team. But I think they're going to win this one, 24-17. Carson, he's probably going to throw at least one pick, which might seal the deal. And like I said, the Titans are starting to roll. So I think they'll get this W, and this will be a big W for their in their division. Next, we got Miami versus Buffalo. This is a no-brainer. Buffalo coming off of a bye week. They shut down Miami the last time they played them. This time, I think they'll basically do the same thing. 30-13. That's an absolute blowout. And this is going to further show that Tua is not the guy that Miami needs. They're going to have to trade him. And Buffalo, I saw recently that the teams that Buffalo has beat, Washington, the Texans, the Dolphins, are not good teams, and then they lost to the Steelers and the Titans. So a lot of people are, from what I saw, saying that the Bills aren't as good as we all believe. But it's kind of hard to say that when their offense is explosive as they are, and they can put up hella points. I know the teams that they beat aren't all that great, but they're putting up hella points. So I think this one will just continue to help that record. Next, we got Bengals Jets. This will keep the Bengals on top of the AFC because the Jets stink. This is an obvious one. I'm gonna just say 27-3. The Bengals might fuck around and score like 54 on the Jets, just like the Patriots did. But it's alright. I'll just put 27. The scoreboard don't matter as long as I get that green little box correct. Then I'm all good. Bengals easy dubbing in this one for sure. This is a tough one right here, bro. I believe the Browns are gonna win. And I say that because their run game is prime, bro. Their run game is really good. And that Steelers team, they love using Ben Roethlisberger. I don't know why. They want him to throw the ball so much. And I don't think that's the recipe for the Steelers. So I think that Cleveland defense is really going to get to Ben Roethlisberger, and it's going to kind of shut him down a little. So I'm going to give it 17-16. I think Baker is going to play, I think. But either way, I think that run defense, or the run game and the defense for the Browns will seal this one off. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers won because the Browns are pretty banged up. Eagles, Lions. Lions are still going to be winless. I got the Eagles 23-17. The Eagles aren't really the best team, but I feel like they could put up points for sure. And if maybe, you got to think about it like this, maybe if the Lions do this week what they did last week against the Rams, use every single fucking trick play created ever in the NFL. Maybe you do a Philly special. I would not be surprised if there's a Philly special run by the Lions in this game. Maybe they can win it. But I still got the Eagles nonetheless. I will never vote for the Lions. I am sorry. Next up, this is an easy one, bro. This is super easy. Rams smashing Texans 40-6. Just like the Cardinals smashed the Texans. This is just a gimme, just like the Jets. Davis Mills. He's not the guy, but he wasn't really going to be the guy. When he got drafted, he probably thought, I'm just going to be on the bench because Deshaun Watson is going to carry this team. But he got thrown in there. It's all right. Rams, easy one. Now, this was a tough one. I think the Bears could win this game, but I don't want to pick the Bears. But of course, I don't want to pick against them because I don't want to root against my Bears in a game where we can definitely win. Because there's these games where the Bears, they win them. They just win them. Like when we played the Raiders and when we played the Bengals, they just seemed like games that were kind of out of like our reach before the game even started. That's just what people were thinking. But then we just kind of find a way to win them with our defense. So I can definitely see this game being like that. But with that being said, I'm going to just call it a tie because I don't really want to pick either team on this one. And if I'm right, well, that's baller. Patriots Chargers. I think this is going to be a good one. 28-23. I think this will be a close one at the end here. I'm going to give it to the Chargers though. I love both of these teams, not going to lie. And I think this will be another good game for Mac Jones going up against Justin Herbert, who's been showing that he's going to be an elite quarterback in a couple years. But I think it's going to come down a little bit to the defense, who can make that last stop or get that last crucial turnover. So I think the Chargers are going to win this one after their bye week. Jacksonville Seahawks. I don't know. You guys might call me crazy because the Seahawks are at home. But I'm taking Jacksonville. Now, I believe that with the crowd environment and just the fact that the Seahawks run defense sucks ass, I think the Jaguars are going to run all over the Seahawks team and they're going to win 21-20. That's my prediction. And Geno Smith. Geno Smith, I don't think he's really going to get a win. Nothing against him. This is another easy one. I really don't like the Saints, honestly. I think that game, that Monday night game kind of showed it. Like, he's not the guy for the Saints. So, obviously, I'm picking the Bucs, and I'm calling it a blowout. I'm not a fan of the fucking Saints at all. Kamara is a dog, though, and he's a fantasy dog. And they know that over there because they feed him the ball. They throw it to him. They hand it off to him. He gets a lot of touches over there because that's all really that they have. I don't think this defense is going to stop Brady at all. And I say this is going to be a dog walk for sure. Sorry, Saints. And then this is another tough one. Really, really tough one. The Broncos defense was said to be good, but what I saw was not good at all against that Browns team. They were getting ran all over. So I hope Antonio Gibson can have a good one. So for that reason, I'm going to take Washington. And another thing, Washington they were kind of, walking down the field. I wouldn't say walking, but they were getting down the field on the Packers. They just couldn't execute at the end. So I see this game going a little bit differently. I think they'll be able to execute a little bit better in the red zone. So I'll give it a 21-17 for the Washington football team. This is going to be absolute game, bro. And is it a surprise? I'm going to take the Cowboys. I know I don't like the Cowboys, but it's hard not to like this Cowboys team, bro. They are doing like some good-ass shit. And Dak, honestly, he's looking like a top 5 quarterback right now. CeeDee Lamb is a monster, and Zeke is starting to shape up every single week that goes by. And I think this will be a good game to see. Is Kirk Cousins really a good quarterback this year? Because he's been inconsistent. He's had really, really good games, and then he's had really, really bad games. So I want to see what can Kirk Cousins do against this, I would say, average Dallas defense. But I'm gonna take Dallas no matter what, 31-28 on the road. I think this will end on a game-winning field goal in typical Minnesota Vikings fashion. And then our last game, I'm going to make another proposition, whatever the fuck it's called. Last time I did it with the Bears. This time I'm doing it with the Chiefs. I am picking the Chiefs. But if the Chiefs do not win this game, I will not pick the Chiefs for the rest of the week. This is pretty self-explanatory. It's the Giants. This is the Chiefs. I know the Chiefs have been struggling, but it's the Chiefs, and that's the Giants, and that's my picks for this week.